KRON 4 and the Oakland Animal Services are working together now because we want to get as many pets into forever homes as possible. So we've got Joe DeVries from the Oakland Animal Services and Christy as well, and they brought a furry little friend. Guys, thanks for coming in today.
Thanks for having us.
Introduce us to your little pal here.
This is Maggie, or Magdelena.
Okay.
She's about 6 years old, a husky cattle dog mix, and she's just really super friendly, easy to deal with, mellow. She got these beautiful light blue eyes.
Oh, yeah, she does.
And this beautiful red coat. Real low energy dog. Does not take her much to fall in love with you, which we think is great. You know, Maggie came from another home, and they had housing issues. They just could not keep their dog.
It breaks your heart to hear that. And it's not uncommon.
It is not. It's actually the #1 reason that people surrender their pets is housing issues, especially in this crazy housing market that we have. And so the good news for a future adopter is that she's already lived in a home, so she's already used to humans. So it's a lot easier for her to adjust than a dog that hasn't.
She knows the drill. She knows about potty training and all that kind of stuff. That's hard to do.
Exactly.
So this will help you get a step ahead on that process. What's her personality been like?
Again, Maggie's real mellow. She loves getting scratched. She loves getting kisses.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
Absolutely. And she does love to leave a little bit of fur behind.
That's okay.
She's got a lot of it. Yeah, but you know, I think she's great for someone who doesn't necessarily want a high-energy dog or a puppy, or to have to kind of go through some of that training that you have to go through with a puppy. She's kind of like plug and play, ready to go.
There you go.
Yeah.
About how old did you say?
6 years old.
6 years old. Okay, so she's close to being a senior, I think, right?
Yeah.
About 7, they say senior.
Yeah, it's in middle age.
So she knows what's up. Yeah, that's for sure.
Exactly.
And she's a good-looking girl. You guys have tons of other dogs that need to get out of there and into a home where they can live their life.
We do. We have over 100 dogs available for adoption right now. Yeah, absolutely, and we've got some puppies, and it's, you know, this is something that all shelters are dealing with.
Yeah.
There is a crisis in the animal world of overpopulation because people aren't getting their pets spayed and neutered. At Oakland Animal Services, we're actually trying to expand free spay-neuter services for our communities that are in need, just so we can stop all those extra puppies from being produced. And now, starting now, is kitten season's coming.
Right.
So we will have hundreds of kittens come through, if not thousands, over the next 6 months. So if dog is not your thing, you know, definitely think about us for kittens. We highly recommend people adopt 2 kittens at once because they train each other.
Yeah.
And that way they don't keep you up all night. And it's a much easier thing. But for right now, our big push is dogs.
Okay, dogs. And of all shapes and sizes and breeds, right?
Absolutely.
A little bit of something for everybody out there. What's one of the, you mentioned expanding the service so to make it easier for folks. What does that look like?
Well, we rely on a lot of support from the Maddie's Fund, from Bissell Foundation, and our friends of Oakland Animal Services raising a lot of funds so we can go out into the community. We do free vaccinations. We have 2 clinics a month where we provide free food and free supplies out in the community. We just did one yesterday. We did one 2 weeks ago. And then we get people on a list, and when we have surgeons available, we actually are running spay-neuter clinics at the shelter twice a month now. We'd like to expand that if we can find the funds to do it, because it's expensive. You have to have a vet techs, all the equipment, all the surgery supplies. But that's really our commitment to the community, is to have those upstream interventions to try to stop the overpopulation problem that we're seeing now.
And when you adopt from the Oakland Animal Services, what all does that come with? The dog will be fully vaccinated, will be spayed or neutered, will be microchipped, and we'll get you licensed and good to go. So it's really ready to go. Again, if you have a library card, it's free. But our adoption fees are pretty low anyway. We really want to get dogs out the door and into homes. How low?
20 bucks. Okay. Honestly, we'll do it for 20 bucks. Yeah. So if you're thinking about buying a dog from your neighbor who wants to charge you a couple $100, one of these folks who's bringing them in the back, like, forget about it. Come here. We'll do it for practically free.
And what do you think about, I mean, we've all seen this at some point, but dogs that come from a shelter, they seem to like know that they've got picked and got lucky, right? They have a different personality.
I think so. But there is something to remember. If a dog's been in shelter, which is what we try to avoid, we have a foster program to try to keep them in homes, it takes 3 days to get adjusted, 3 weeks for the human to get adjusted, and really 3 months to fully feel good in the home. So we really try to remind people that we want to provide post-adoption support. We want the adoptions to be successful, and our success rate is actually really good. There will be those who would say, hey, this isn't the right fit for us. But we have a pet support coordinator to try to help them get resources to make sure it is a good fit.
Well, that's a good little test drive. If you want to be a foster parent, you can see if this is the right fit.
Absolutely, yeah. If you want to foster a dog, see what it's like, then what we call it a foster fail, where you foster and then you adopt permanently. And we love foster fails.
That's a good failure. Yeah,
exactly.
That's a good mess up.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay, so Maggie, if you want to get her, what do you need to do today?
You can come on down to Oakland Animal Services from 12 to 3 today, tomorrow, or Sunday. If you want to look at all the other dogs we have, you just go to oaklandanimalservices.org, and you'll see all the dogs that we have and other animals. We've got rabbits, we've got some cats. We have a couple of goats, that we found, but they're not up for adoption.
Okay.
But yeah.
Maggie's the start today, though.
Exactly. Maggie's the start today.
Thank you guys for coming in.
Thank you so much.
Good luck, Maggie, and we'll be right back. What a beauty.